Hey friends, welcome back to the Renewed Homestead. I'm Ben, and I've been working on one of many side projects. Been actually working on it for a while. I'm going to flip this thing over and show you what I've got going on here. You're going to like it. All right, so this project I've been working on for a while here. It will be a time saver. Working on it hasn't been a time saver, and trying to think through the logic of what I needed to do has not been saving me any time, but in the long run, it will. And it has to do with the rabbits. And you know, we talk about rabbit poop on this channel all the time. It's really kind of weird talking about poop. But you know, rabbit poop is the best animal poop you can have on your homestead. You can use it right away. No composting needed like chicken or cow or whatever. You can take it right from the rabbit, right to your plants, and in fact, that's exactly what we're gonna do. Let me flip this over and show you what we've got going, because like I said, you're gonna like it. Okay, I know you're all going, all right, he messed that up big time because it is crooked. It's intentional. This is what we're calling the bunny buggy. Yep, the bunny buggy. There are two cages here. We'll be able to put a rabbit on one side, a rabbit on the other side, and we will be able to move this right through our food forest, right through our garden, and drop said rabbit poop right on our plants. No scraping it out from under their current houses, scooping it up into a wheelbarrow, taking it out. We will just move this about every other day, and it's built up high so we can roll it right over most bushes. Obviously we're not going over trees, but we can go right next to the trees, and rabbit poop's round so it'll bounce and roll and whatever. But the unevenness is absolutely intentional because our food forest is on a slant. So by having one set of legs lower, it'll make the tractor, the cage level for the animals as we move it through the food forest. But then we want to put it in our garden. Well, our garden's, we'll call it flat. For the mountains, we'll call it flat. But we'll be able to adjust this, the leg, up or down, whichever way we need to adjust it, so that this sits flat. I mean, really, are the rabbits going to care? Not so much. We want their water dishes to stay level and all that. But I was trying to figure out how to make some kind of a clamping system so that, if Denise is moving this by herself, she can roll it out, and if it's a steep area, she just, some kind of buckle, you know what I'm saying? A buckle, turn it loose, slide it down, buckle it back. But in reality, I was wasting a lot of time trying to figure out said buckle system, and I just want to get the rabbits out here. I'm going to put, I've got some insulation, not fiberglass, it's insulation like we've got in my my metal shop. We've got extra of that. We'll put that down, and then we'll put some metal roofing over it. We'll come out a little ways. Really, in all likelihood, I will attach a piece of rain gutter and try to do some kind of rain catchment so that their water stays full right here. But the food forest in the garden, well, we're not far from water, so filling a dish of water, not a big deal. So anyway, a couple things I've got to fix. These were reclaimed from the waste facility. Somebody had come in and dumped these into the metal container, and I think there were 10 of them. And the guy that works there, I actually know him from, he lives up the road, so I know him, and he's like, hey, you've got rabbits, right? And he's like, there's a whole bunch of cages in there. I'm like, yeah, no, that's exactly what I needed. So I grabbed those. Really and truly, this thing is just about set to go. We'll get it up in the food forest, and we'll bring you along and show you what we've got. But that's it so far. It's looking good. It actually rolls really easy. Yeah, are we going to squash some strawberries and mint? I don't know. Some of the ground cover, not a big deal. I mean, the footprint of the wheel is like that big. Okay, so we mash a couple of strawberries. Anyway, all right. So let me see about fashioning the roof on this thing, and we'll get it moved. This way, and goes down this side. All right, we've got the buggy bunny in place. We've got it all the way at the end of the food forest, so the apple tree is the first to benefit from Mr. Poops a lot. Isn't he cute? Look at that little white nose. He's like, I don't know what's going on. He's like, I had a nice cage in the barn. Here I am out in the great outdoors. So, well, let's get you in, buddy. Let's get you in. We got another case of mistaken gender on this one too. We'll see who's pregnant and who's not now, I guess. But anyway, all right, buddy. Don't scratch me, okay? Okay? Ooh, good boy. Oh, there you go. Look at that. Put in a little bucket so he's got a little place to hide so he feels secure. Oh, he just wants his pellets is what he's after. He doesn't care. Like that. All right, well. All right, activate bunny buggy. Whatever. Go forth and poop. All right, we got to get Mr. Whitey on the other side. Oops, I'm sorry. You're so pretty. Look at those feet. Look at those feet. He's beautiful. There we go. All right. Okay, so why is the bunny buggy up off the ground? Let's take you over and show you why.
All right, so getting the litter from under Buckeye is not hard because I can just scoop it right here, put it in the shovel. But over here, now we like the hutch because it gives them room, but it's a little challenging to get their poop out. So I have to get under here. And I start with the front, and then I have to go to the back and do the same thing. But I take their poop and I will put it either in the wheelbarrow, or if I need a lot of it, I will actually put it in the trailer that we drag behind our quad. And this can take quite a while. So we came up with the idea to get them off the ground so I don't have to necessarily take the poop from under here and get it into the food forest and into our gardens.
All right, I know you're gonna say, well, they're unprotected. Your predator's gonna come in and eat your rabbits. We've got hot wire. This is the area of our food forest. We have a lot of deer pressure, so we've got hot wire around it. They were well protected, plus their kennel. Don't worry about the rabbits, they'll be okay. Why are we doing all this? Because we live on an old, depleted tobacco farm, and the soil is really poor. And you've seen us making compost and using rabbit poop and chicken poop and cow poop and everything we can to amend the soil. Well, this is just one more step to make it easier for us to fertilize the soil. And, you know, we want the rabbits in here. Well, we've also got young plants. We've got small raspberries and blueberries and all kinds of things that we don't want the rabbits to eat. This will allow us to roll right over the top. You know, in the garden, we can actually set their cages down. You know, the kennels, we can set them down on the ground in certain spots, and they can eat the clover and, you know, maybe a strawberry or two. But we're going to be able to put this in there and roll over some of those, you know, annuals and biannual plants that we want to keep, that we don't want the rabbits to eat, but they'll still get fertilized. So in the long run, this is going to make things a lot easier, we hope. You know, it's a prototype, and you know, if it works, maybe we'll build something a little more solid. And yes, we will bring them in if we've got bad weather. They're not going to be out here getting hammered by rain and hail and snow and all that. They'll be back where they're secure and safe. But anyway, that's what we've been working on, and it's been over a year. You know, we've been working on this a while, and Denise came up with the idea, and hey, here it is, finally. That's how it goes around here. Priorities change on a daily basis. So
do you want to mention why you actually put the flashing shiny side up on the rabbit tractor on the insulation?
One of the lessons we learned about rabbit tractors and taking care of them was at Joel Salatin's. They actually have just big hutches that sit on the ground, and they move them daily. You know, they're obviously not worried about going over blueberry plants or anything. It's just out in the field. But he said, you know, you've got to put some insulation in there between the roof and your animals, especially. He's like, he's not fond of using steel. He says aluminum's much better, but you want that silver side up to reflect that heat, because it'll absorb and reflect that down into the kennel and actually cook your poor little animals. So he's like, you got to be very careful about that. Make sure it's insulated, protect them, and that way it provides shade too. But that's why the flashing's facing up. So that's our rabbit tractor. I hope it was inspirational to you, and you know, maybe you can go out and build a rabbit tractor. I know, you know, there's people who live in HOAs and they're like, oh, I can't have chickens and all that. Get rabbits. Yes, they don't lay eggs, no, but they give you great fertilizer, and they're absolutely quiet. Love our rabbits.
And good meat.
And they're good meat. I know. Oh, how dare you. I'm not going into that. So anyway, I hope you found this useful and helpful, and you make sure you give us a thumbs up and go get a hoary knife at renewedhomestead.com/shop. You guys take care of each other. Pray for each other. Pray for this crazy, crazy world, because you know we're praying for you, and we appreciate those prayers as well. So take care, everybody. God bless. See you on the next video. Bye.
Make it so.